Now, if you're trying to catch a Pokemon, you may want to consider not fainting it all the way. And here are some tips and tricks for catching Pokemon. For example, this Furfrou here only has 2 upper arrows right next to it, telling me it has a medium catch rate. The more upper arrows, the higher the catch rate. And of course, if I just throw a Pokeball at it, the chance of me catching it isn't very high, but I was successful in that attempt anyway. I'm going to try that on an Alpha, and it's only got 1 upper arrow. Now, if it becomes aggressive, oh, that was not part of the plan. Let's try that again. Let's try this Phalanx instead. Now, if I throw my Pokeball at it and it doesn't get caught, like this, and then I throw it again, after some time, and it depends on the Pokemon how many times it takes, it can become quite angry. So you can see this Phalanx here actually has a cross instead of an arrow. Now that actually goes back to an arrow after some time, but right now I can't even catch it because it's just super angry. One option is, well, I can just defeat it, and if I do defeat it, look at this. I do have a chance to catch it now, but it only has 2 upper arrows. Of course, I could use a stronger Pokeball, or I could raise my Canari charm to improve my catch rate, but the problem is I only get 1 chance at it. So let's take a look at a different scenario. Now, if I upset this Phalanx, and now it's upset, and instead of trying to feint it all the way, I try to reduce its health instead and kind of wait for the cross to disappear. So I'm going to use my Eevee to try and stall for time. You can see now the up arrow is back, so I can actually catch it again while it's on a lower health. Of course, it's actually not low enough health for me to catch just yet. So what I can do is I can keep lowering its health, but not quite defeating it all the way. Kind of like the original games, when we try not to defeat the Pokemon, because when we feint Pokemon, we don't get the chance to catch them anymore. In Legends ZA, it does allow us to catch them, it's just that you only have 1 chance. So if alternatively you try to avoid killing it all the way, you instead just lower its health as much as you can. So for example, I'm going to show you now with an Ultra Ball, because I know this Phalanx is actually a bit harder to catch, so you can't see the upper arrow change. But if you lower its health to about halfway, let's say, its arrow is now 2 upper arrows, so it's got a better rate to catch. The difference is though, is that I get infinite chances as much as I have Pokeballs to keep trying, as opposed to just the 1 chance to catch something that could be very rare. So next time you see a Pokemon that you really want to catch and it's kind of rare, maybe don't feint it all the way, because you only have 1 chance to do so. Of course, you could just save your game beforehand, or raise your catch rate with Canari charms, or using better Pokeballs. These are all great options to raise your catch rate as well. In case you didn't know where Canari charms are located, they are at Racing Construction, and you'll need to exchange your colorful screws with this guy over here and exchange for the blue Canari plush up to a maximum level of level 3. And there's one more thing you can do is look at this Phalanx here. I've got 1 upper arrow with Ultra Ball. You could use things like Sleep Powder to give it a status condition. So look at this Phalanx here. Right now it's got 2 upper arrows, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Sleep Powder on it. And look at this, it's now got 3 upper arrows, so that's one more way you can improve your catch rate. Again, not taking the Phalanx down to 0 health, because you will only have 1 chance to catch it. And if it fails, it disappears forever. Thank you for watching, guys. If this video helped you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.